I am sex and relationship coach Caitlin V, and today we are talking about male grooming, aka manscaping. And I am going to cover it all from your head down to your toes. Why? Well, for starters, grooming is a great way to express yourself. And since men don't have all of the amazing expressing themselves options like bandage dresses or things to dress up with, I think that your ability to groom and how you choose to style your hair, maintain your beard, tame your brows, well, it tells the world a lot about you, and you best believe that women are taking note. As with everything, personal grooming is individual to the person, and so are women's preferences on the topic. What I will say though is that no matter how you choose to groom, women notice and are attracted to men who put some effort into projecting their best selves. So whether you've got a man bun or a military cut, a big bushy beard or a fresh, clean shave, how you groom tells women a whole lot about you. So in this video, I'm not going to tell you what's right or wrong. Only you can decide that for yourself. I am going to guide you through what I have broken down into the 3 main manscaping categories and what they tell women about you. Also, make sure to stick around to the end because I'm going to be laying down 3 hot tips about how to groom with a woman in mind. Because no matter what your situation is, a pube in the back of the throat is nobody's cup of tea. Let me know in the comments where you fall in your personal grooming routine. How has it changed over the years and how does it affect your sex life? Sharing is caring and I want to know. Plus, I read all of the comments, so check it out. All right, without further ado, let's break down some categories. Number 1, the precision groom. I call this group of manscapers the precision groom crew. These are the dudes that are really into maintaining their locks, and I mean all of them. We are talking about the corporate hunks with the clean shave and the standing appointment at the barbershop. Oh my God, so hot. We are talking about the guys who pluck their brows, wax their backs, and shave their chests. If you're someone who keeps things pristinely pruned, you fall into this category. For women, the allure of the precision groomer is that this is a person who can clearly take care of himself. It sends a message that you care about your appearance and you are willing to put effort into keeping things the way that you like them. It tells a woman that you're organized, that you can be counted on, and that you can keep up a routine. All of these things are great and super dreamy. The downside is that sometimes it's intimidating for women who aren't as meticulous with our own appearance. So if you're one of those guys, more power to ya. Just make sure that the women you sleep with feel like if they skip a day or a month or a lifetime of shaving their legs, that they're not going to be judged. And keep in mind that this can take a ton of work and cost a lot of money. I once dated a really cute Italian guy who had double jointed shoulders, and he used to shave his entire back on his own. Now, unfortunately, we can't all be that guy, and honestly, the double jointed thing kind of freaked me out. No offense if that's you, but if you are a shaver, especially if you keep a shave down there, I do ask that you keep in mind the very, very real threat and danger that is cactus pubes. That shit hurts like a million little razors stabbing your vulva and clitoris at the same time. So I'm sure also dudes, you know this, if you've been with a woman who shaved recently and she got the little cactus prickly things going on, there are ways that you can deal with it. You can soften that hair, hot water, oil, taking a shower and a bath, or even using a hot compress in a pinch to make sure that you are nice and soft before you get into the bedroom. By the way, if you ever use oil on your genitals, make sure that you're not pairing that with a condom because oil causes condoms to break. Category 2, the medium manscaper. If you're laid back when it comes to your grooming routine, but still keep things under control, you fall into the middle category. You, sir, may be a medium manscaper. These are the dudes that let that 5 o'clock shadow grow into a full-blown scruff, or the guys with beards that stay tidy and oiled. I am talking to you hipster lumberjacks and hot professor types out there. The medium manscaper doesn't worry so much about hair removal, but he does concern himself with maintenance. My experience is that these guys, typically the carpet matches the drapes. These are the men whose chests are rarely bare but sometimes trimmed. Waxing or shaving is typically reserved for the back, if at all, and the pubes get a touch up when it comes to length, but we rarely see a full shave or much shaping going on. Because this group of men is right around the middle of the manscaping spectrum, it also tends to be a safe bet that they attract a wide variety of women. Like, you're in the middle of the bell curve, which means you're going to attract the most women. Of course, there are women who are into the highly groomed man and those who are into the caveman look, we'll get to in just a second. But the reason that the middle zone is such a safe bet is because there's enough maintenance to keep the ladies who like a tidy man and enough hair to attract the ones who prefer a little more animalistic look. Middle manscapers project to women that they care enough about what they look like to make an effort, but it's not their top priority. They've got a laid back vibe and they tend to make the women that they are with feel more put together by comparison. There's also something super hot about an effortless look. There's something hot about being with a man who looks like he can chop some wood. Don't ask me about it, it just is. If you fall into that category, and especially if you have a beard, there are a few important things to keep in mind. When you're washing your face, be sure to scrub up into the beard. This is so close to where her mouth and her face is gonna be, and any remnants of like the drippy burger that you ate for lunch or just, your pheromones and your individual sort of musk, your bodily oils and sebum and all of that gets stuck up in the hairs of your beard. So make sure if you've got a hot date that you do wash it thoroughly and then follow up with a beard oil. There is nothing, I tell you, nothing better than a attended soft oiled beard, especially if that oil contains like a really, really light scent. Oh my gosh, I could just like crawl up in there and build a little nest for myself and live there forever because I love it so much. And if you leave that hair totally unkempt and you just like let it dry out and get all scraggly, then it feels kind of like the hairs that you may have in your nether regions, aka pubes. Pubes are great, pubes are awesome, pubes are fine, pubes belong, they belong where pubes go, not up here. 3, the extreme naturals. Does anybody smell patchouli? I'll be honest, this category is not getting as much love and attention as it used to, but the truth is it can be super duper hot to keep things way natural. I'm talking long hair, beards, full on bush. What goes around comes around, and this look from the 70s is, how do you say it? Groovy. As long as you're keeping it clean. When it comes to grooming your hair, you can do as much or as little as you want and still attract the women that you want. But when it comes to hygiene, it's a totally different story. See, hair care and hygiene, just two different things. The extreme natural guys are the free-spirited hippie types, the burly modern day cavemen. And anyone who has watched that hot guy in Game of Thrones can totally attest this look can be super sexy. When done right, letting your hair grow and flow can be a very hot vibe. It projects to women that you are easygoing, unconventional, even a little bit rebellious. And there's an undeniable coolness to the guys who can pull this off. But when done wrong, you can have a bit of like Charles Manson energy. So you gotta watch out. Even if she loves watching shows about serial killers, she probably doesn't want to date one. The key to pulling off the natural look is maintaining your hygiene. So like smelling clean and delicious and wonderful. That is going to make her want to visit all of your exotic locations. Remember also that women's noses are a lot more sensitive than men. Our ability to smell what you've got going on, including your pheromones, and make decisions on whether or not we want to have sex with you, aka mate, has been a part of our DNA for hundreds of thousands of years. So maintenance is pretty crucial because we can smell you from a lot further away than you would guess. And I've got a pro tip for you all out there. Invest in some cheap old dry shampoo. It will help your hair look clean and smell nice in a pinch if you don't have time to get all nice and groomed. It's as simple as saying women are attracted to men who take care of themselves. It is the 21st century and it is time for all of us to just acknowledge that we live in a world where how we present ourselves, what we look like, how we smell matters. If it didn't matter, then social media wouldn't exist, okay? It just does matter, and there's nothing wrong in it. But it is time for men to take responsibility, because it is not just us ladies who are getting plucked and plumped and trimmed and waxed and pinched and prodded anymore. Welcome to the future, gentlemen. You get to enjoy all of it too. So which of these three categories do you fall into? I guarantee that whichever it is, a couple bits of simple maintenance, easy to establish habits are going to add not just a boost to your attractiveness, but also a boost to your self-esteem. Because women are going to be noticing you, and you, my friend, are also going to be noticing yourself. It actually is an incredible boost to your confidence. And if you are looking for more than just a boost to your confidence, if you want like a springboard rocket ship grenade launcher of confidence, I invite you to apply for my coaching program, High Performance Male. In it, we talk about how the modern man designs his entire life from the bedroom to the boardroom. It is my masterpiece. It is designed to help men like you, just like you, become their most empowered, most confident, most successful versions of themselves by understanding themselves, how their minds work, how their bodies work, how relationships work, how sex works, and so much more. I hope that you have learned something valuable in this video. If you have, please leave a comment below, and make sure, for goodness sake, that you are subscribed to this channel so that you do not miss a single tip on how to have the best sex of your life. I will see you here in the next video. Mwah! Caitlin V out.